François Thibault-Sisson from Le Temps. The newspaper?
Journalists. They all want to know me now. So many interviews and articles. It wasn't always like that. The impressionists, they called us. We were painters of water, of light, of colour. We were of our own time, yet beyond it.
Drawing from life. Each week our model adopts a classic pose, and with constant attention you will start to understand the skills of the old master. I will help you when I come in twice a week to correct your attempts.
When do we paint, Monsieur Claire?
A beginner first learns drawing, and then how to arrange colours on the palette.
Came here to paint.
I've been here for weeks, I haven't even seen a paintbrush.
You'll get used to it.
Tell me, Monsieur Monet, whose classic pose is our model taking this week? Renoir.
Titian, Monsieur Claire.
It's a bit dusty in here, sir.
I used to go to the beach instead of school. I could never stick to the rules even then. There was something so vivid, something, once I found it, that set the course of the rest of my life.
So, your inspiration came from nature, not from other artists. Well, who gave you a jolt?
Different people, different times. All dead now.
Who kept you going then, when you first arrived in Paris?
Renoir and Basile. And someone else, who I didn't get to know for a while. I knew his work. Everything we thought of as new started with him. When I looked at Manet's work, one world ended and another began. The women in his paintings were unconventional. His great muse was Victorine Meurent.
Look at me, Victorine. Straight at me. Turn your face towards me and look at me.
You're not going to paint me looking straight out the canvas, are you?
I'm a god. There are cherubs circling my head. This is Paris in 1862. Only one of those is true.
This is Paris and it's 1862.
This is how we live now.
Manet used to say his battlefield was a salon, the state-run art exhibition. Unfortunately for him, the salon wanted artists who would help build the French Empire. Myths, angels and glory, history paintings with a fine finish, art hand in hand with politics, doing its bit for Emperor Louis Napoleon. Sadly, the Salon's yearly exhibition was our only real hope of getting work seen and sold. It was presided over by the Marquis de Chennevières. His dead hand passed over all the canvases of all the artists who submitted.
Gentlemen, a Venus by Cabanel. Louis Napoleon is considering purchasing this for his collection.
Look how it swells. Real Ambrosian purple.
Beautifully finished.
Very subtle shade on the nipples.
By one of our medalled artists, so, no vote to be taken.
Good God. Who produced this monstrosity?
Why has he done this? This painter is a degenerate.
It looks like he's painted it with a scrubbing brush.
It has no anatomical structure. The world looks to France as a pinnacle of civilization. This painting makes us savages. One would think our great history of art never happened. Refused.
So many paintings were refused that year. So many artists complained that the emperor announced an exhibition of all the rejected works. When Paris heard there was a painting of a naked concubine sitting in the woods with a couple of young dandies, well, we all came to see.
Virginie sur les Alpes.
She's not nude, she's naked.
Flesh is so white.
There's no perspective.
And her suits are so dark.
It doesn't look finished.
So simple.
You can see the brushstrokes on the canvas.
Such broad areas of light. Such a tangent to nature.
She's staring at us. You can see what they had for lunch.
It's our world. He's painted our world.
When I looked at Déjeuner, I saw the very thing I'd been moving towards. Not ancient Rome or ancient Greece or Mount Olympia, but Paris.
He painted a naked concubine with her clothes in a heap on the floor next to her.
That's what I want to paint, the guy.
The men in the salon find it hard to admit that women undress in life, let alone in art.
Don't you think the salon officials all have mistresses?
They all have mistresses, and they probably all visit courtesans. But they don't want to see it in an art gallery.
It's certainly given me a good kicking for it.
Socrates said when he was insulted, "Why should I resent it when an ass kicks me?"
Paris is full of asses who won't let me paint what I see.
Because they don't want what you see, they want Venus.
I see Victorine.
They're not ready for you.
When will they be ready?
I'd say not for a while. You can lead an ass to water, Manet, but you cannot make it think.
Art. Art is the capacity to take pains. Monet.
I was just examining the texture of his skin.
It's not bad. But it's too much like the model. You have stocky man. You draw him stocky. He has enormous feet. You reproduce them. It's very ugly. In drawing, one must always think of the antique.
I prefer to work from nature.
Nature is a means to an end. A masterpiece borrows from 100 imperfect models.
For me, nature is an end in itself.
Nobody's interested in nature.
The man has got big feet.
Art's been around a damn sight longer than you, and it isn't going to change overnight.
Well, it certainly isn't going to here.
Because you think we should all draw a man with big feet.
And if we do, we will all draw him differently. And his feet will be different, just as we are all different, and the world is different in every moment of every day.
Style is what matters. Style, style, style.
I want reality.
Reality has no place in my studio.
I've just seen the future. And you know something? You're not in it.